Hi, do you remember the song, Do You Hear What I Hear? It was written back in 1962 by Ragney and Shane, and it was loosely based on the nativity story as told in the Gospel of Matthew. And it was written during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and it was a plea for peace. Ragney and Shane heard something in the nativity story that they thought if other people heard what they heard, that it would lead to peace. Do you hear what I hear? Now, if someone asked me that today, I might have to honestly say, I'm not sure that I did, because I am not hearing as well as I used to. I misunderstand words and sometimes phrases, and as frustrating as it for me, my family tends to think that it's pretty funny, and it can lead to some humorous but also maybe some awkward conversations when you totally don't get the essence of what someone's saying because you really and truthfully didn't hear it correctly. But there's two aspects of hearing. One is the physical that I was talking about, the actual hearing of words and sounds. But the other part of hearing is listening. And that is listening to what someone is saying so that you can comprehend what it is they're wanting you to know, so that you understand what they're sharing with you, so that you get whatever it is that's important to them. And listening is hard work. It takes practice. It takes being mindful of listening. It means we have to set ourselves aside in order to give somebody else the attention that is needed to really listen well. And truth is, we don't listen very well. The art of listening is something that has been lost. Most of us think we listen better than we really do. And listening is so important because it is the foundation of relationships. It helps people form a relationship and grow a relationship, not just between one another, but also in our relationship with God. Listening is important for spiritual development. Think for a few minutes. When was the last time you were sharing something and you recognized that they weren't listening to you? Their eyes wandered and they were diverted and they started paying more attention to something that was going on around you. Or perhaps they started fidgeting a little bit, kind of a subtle way of saying, this is getting long, can we, wrap this up? Or perhaps when you were talking, they interrupted and began to argue with you or to criticize what you were saying. Or maybe they hijacked the conversation by saying, oh, I know what you're talking about. Something like that happened to me. And then they turn the story around to themselves and they share, something very similar. It hurts our relationship with one another. It hurts not to be heard. And it's something that we need to work on. Over the next couple weeks, I want us to take a look at what the Bible says about hearing or listening to one another, but also listening to God. And think about this week. I want you to become mindful of listening and think about the people in your life that it really matters what they are thinking and feeling, and you would like to be able to hear them better. Your spouse, your children, your parents, friends, co-workers. Also think about the times that it's difficult for you to listen. What's going on in your life or what's going on in the environment that's making it difficult to listen. We will be talking about these things over the next few weeks. But I couldn't leave you today without giving you the opportunity to hear and listen to the message of, do you hear what I hear? Until next Friday.
Said the night wind to the little land. Do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night with a tail as big as a kite, with a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? A song, high above the trees, with a voice as big as the sea, with a voice as big as the sea. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? In your palace warm, mighty king, do you know what I know? The child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Said the king to the people everywhere, listen to what